Did you know that 50% of guests research your restaurant's website before even coming through your doors? That means if your website is missing these critical features, you're leaving money on the table. You may be thinking, do parts of a website really make a difference to a restaurant's sales beyond just looking pretty for the guest? I used to think the same thing and was way more focused on driving people to the website by focusing on the restaurant coming up at the top of Google and focusing on social media marketing rather than the website itself. And then I saw the numbers behind good restaurant websites versus bad restaurant websites, actually measuring how much in sales each website drove. And it was wild just how much of a difference a website could make. Ottavio's is a single location restaurant in Lakeside, California, owned by my friend Antoinette Belvedere. It has been around in her family for multiple generations and has always done well, but was based in a bit of an older community, right by a retirement home in Lakeside, and was really struggling to acquire fresh customers in general because it was just the same old customer base around them in Lakeside that were their regulars. So she turned to revamping her online presence to try and solve that problem because she knew there were neighborhoods nearby with young people, and specifically she focused on building her new website, on making sure that that first impression with the guest of the restaurant brand was strong. And the numbers she has seen as a result of improving her website are absolutely bananas. Her website went from this headache that was costing her sales, giving her guests a bad first impression, and leading to a poor experience, to now it's this superpower that is actually driving sales, that is helping her acquire new customers. She, as a result of this, went from less than $1,000 per month in orders going through her website before to her online ordering system now generating over $25,000 per month through her website. That's an increase of $24,000 per month in highly profitable takeout sales, which is particularly important for her concept because her dining room is already very busy during most days of the week. So increasing the takeout sales allows her to continue to operate at a higher and higher capacity. Her overall takeout volume, by the way, is up 3x over the course of the year. So now that you see the power an amazing restaurant website can have, let's get into the video and talk about the 9 must-haves for any restaurant website that actually grow sales, that provide a better customer experience, and a more successful, growing restaurant. As we go over each of these 9 must-have items, I'll share real examples from real restaurants in terms of not only their website traffic, but their sales, their data, what they've actually done, and how that's had a measurable impact on their revenue, how many new customers it's helped them acquire, how many orders and sales those customers represent. Of marketers online talking all about clicks and website visitors rather than the number that restaurant owners care about. How much in sales is it driving? In addition, all of these tips are actionable regardless of what website builder you use. Whether it's Wix or Squarespace or even some guy running your website, it doesn't matter because they're simple. So you don't have to be a tech geek like me to set them up, but they're important to understand even if you want to send it to your web guy, because you need to be able to hold the person doing your website accountable. You need to be able to show the vendor the areas in which the website is weak so that they can make them strong, ultimately helping you drive the best results for your business. That brings us to the number 1 must-have part of any restaurant website. This one is going to seem a bit surprising and weird, but it's unique pages for each of your most popular common items. Like I said, that probably sounds ridiculous. Does each dish really need its own page on the website? The answer is yes. At least your most popular dishes need their own page, but ideally all of your dishes over time would get their own page. Here's why. For all of the most popular common dishes on a restaurant's menu, there are dozens of people every month in every city craving them, and searching Google for them, more importantly. For example, let's say I really want great garlic bread and I search for best garlic bread in Lakeside, California. you'll notice that Ottavio's Italian restaurant, Antoinette's Place, the example I mentioned earlier, comes up twice in the top results. Once in the map result at the very top of the Google search, and then again in the traditional search results underneath that. This is because it's the only Italian restaurant in the area which has a dedicated page for its garlic bread in Lakeside, California. And that page is complete with the description of their dish, relevant reviews of that dish, and pictures of that dish, of course. As a result of this strategy, Ottavio's is generating 45 new customers every month, like clockwork, from Google, and it's having pages for each of their most popular menu items that come up when people are organically searching for them locally. That is driving a huge part of their customer acquisition. And the best part is they don't have to pay Google for every click because they're getting these website visitors completely organically, not through Google Ads. They're the only restaurant in town, by the way, that does that. So they have no competition for these terms, and they're ranking for pasta in Lakeside, California, garlic bread in Lakeside, California, pizza in Lakeside, California. The best part is that it's entirely 100% for free, like I mentioned. All they had to do was set up the pages once. No need to pay Google for every click. They just come in like clockwork every month for free. And here's how the math works behind it. Even if there's just 5 people per month in your area craving and searching for each of your, say, 5 most popular dishes that will click into your website if you rank at the top, and they'll see delicious pictures of your most popular dishes alongside reviews. Since they're already craving that dish, you can link them right to your online ordering system or right to your reservation system from that page so that they can get it from your restaurant right away, leading to that quick sale for you. The great thing about these people is they don't have to be convinced to want Italian food or to want that specific dish on your menu. They already want it. You just get in front of them at the exact right time, at the right place, and give them a way to transact with you, and they end up placing an order as a result. Like I mentioned at the top of the video, you can do this on any website builder, whether it's Wix or Squarespace, but I, of course, am biased towards Owner.com because I'm the co-founder of that company. Our platform powers the online presences of thousands of restaurants, and we have this feature built in to our website builder automatically so that every restaurant gets a custom page for every dish on its menu, unlocking this result automatically without having to manually go through and create pages. In addition, when we generate reviews for restaurants from their customer base, we make sure to put the relevant reviews for each dish on its specific page. This video is not supposed to be a commercial for Owner.com, so let's get into the must-have number 2, a clear and compelling hook without needing to scroll. It's no secret that attention spans are going down with the rise of social media. Studies by the Nielsen Group show that when somebody lands on a website, we have just 7 seconds to grab their attention, to hook them before they click off. That's why we call it a hook. And according to the same study by the Nielsen Group, 80% of a website's viewing time is spent at the top of the website, the section before you even scroll. That section is called above the fold, meaning that like a newspaper, before you even fold it, it's above. The average website visitor doesn't even scroll at all from the first thing they see on a website before they leave. Because of this, the short attention spans and most people not scrolling at all before they make their decision, it's critical to make a good impression quickly. So what I've seen work best is having a combination of 3 things at the top of the website. The first thing is a phrase sharing the restaurant's unique positioning and ideally hinting at the restaurant's founding story. I'll share more on that later. The second thing is a beautiful picture of the most popular dish on the menu. It shouldn't be a picture alone, but beautiful food pictures definitely help. And the third thing to include above the fold is called social proof. That is showing people how popular the restaurant is in the community you're in, with high reviews, with maybe how many orders have been placed in the last day, if you can get that from your online ordering system or similar. Anyway, with those 3 things, we hook the website visitor enough, but no matter how good a restaurant's website is, the majority of visitors on the website, they won't actually convert into online orders or reservations on that first visit, which is why must-have number 3 is so important. Number 3 is a tempting offer to collect names emails, and phone numbers. According to a study by Little Data, the average website converts website visitors into paying customers in the restaurant industry at just 1.5%. That is, 98.5% of people on average are not converting into customers from that first website visit. And the very best websites that I see in the restaurant industry, typically on our platform, it's closer to 15%, which even in the best case still leaves a minimum, even if it's 20%, the absolute best case scenario, 80% of people who visit our website don't place an order on that visit. So the question is, how do we drive as much in sales as possible from the minimum 80% of people? The answer, we collect their information and then we put them into automatic marketing campaigns. But collecting their information is key. You'll see it across all of the top performing websites on the internet. To get the best possible sales impact from our restaurant website, we need to collect visitors' names, emails, ideally phone numbers for text message marketing, and permission to market to them from as many people that are visiting our website as possible. If we look at all of the top performing restaurant corporations, from Chick-fil-A to Texas Roadhouse to Sweetgreen, they all have their own version of this on their websites, where they're offering the website visitor something in exchange for their details. What we need on our restaurant websites is an obvious place for them to give us their contact details. Ideally, a banner across the top of the website that then leads into a form. We also need permission to market to them, by the way, in order to legally be able to send them marketing messages. So a box for them to check. More than that, we need an offer that makes them actually want to opt into marketing from us. What works really well for my friend Mo, the owner of Talkin' Tacos, a very fast-growing Mexican restaurant that I've seen grow from 1 to 5 locations over the past 3 years, is having a banner across the top of his restaurant's websites. The banner usually says something like, "Join our VIP club to get notified with discounts, specials, and events as they come up." Which then, if the guest is interested, they can click into that banner and give us their name, email, phone number, and birthday to enter. Our company at Owner.com also sponsors a raffle every month where we offer a $500 prize for people to opt into our restaurants that are using our platform's website, and that works really well too. Point is, after grabbing that information, the restaurant can use all sorts of automatic marketing to drive up sales from those 80% of customers that wouldn't convert anyway. That automatic marketing can include email marketing, text message marketing, and even taking that data, uploading it to Facebook, and using it for retargeting to stay in front of those people that have put in their information but not yet converted, meaning they're interested in our restaurant but they haven't yet placed an order. Which, by the way, I'm going to make a whole video just on setting up email marketing and text message marketing for restaurants. If you're interested in those videos, click the free subscribe button down below to get an email with my latest restaurant marketing videos. I only post a few videos a month. They're completely for free on this channel, and they're on what is growing. They're on what is working today in restaurants, what is best in actually growing restaurant sales. Because from my experience in working with thousands of restaurants over the years to grow their sales, there's all sorts of interesting secrets and tips and insights that restaurants can really benefit from if they just knew. So I post videos on what's working today. Anyway, let's get back to the video and share restaurant website must-have number 4, social proof. Like we discussed earlier in this video, showing people visiting your website just how loved your restaurant is in your community is powerful. People want to know what other people want and what they trust. There's a great study that illustrates this point, where Bright Local found 77% of people who are deciding to order from a restaurant online are checking reviews before they actually order from that restaurant. So how do we get the people on our website to view our reviews and actually have this statistic working for us rather than against us? The answer is we build in reviews to our website experience. Immediately after the section with our most popular dishes, I always see a reviews section under that. The reason this is so important becomes obvious when we consider the guest's perspective. In the guest's shoes, when we're looking for a new restaurant online, first, I need to get a sense of what type of restaurant it is. Then, number 2, I need to figure out what items they have that I might like and what's most popular at that restaurant so I can understand whether it's up my alley. Number 3, I need to figure out whether this is a popular restaurant in my community, whether it's reliable. So I would check reviews. But the social proof shouldn't just end on the homepage. We should definitely have reviews on the homepage, but you can take it a step further and actually embed reviews throughout your online ordering experience, throughout your online menu, and the entire process that guests have in ordering online from us. I saw one restaurant do this really successfully in Philadelphia, my friend Rahul from Saffron Indian Cuisine, where at his website, saffronaphilly.com, when you click into his most popular dishes, he has featured reviews of those specific dishes right on the menu as you're browsing or placing an online order. Because 77% of people are going to be referencing online reviews when they're placing their online order, this led to a huge increase in the rate of people that were actually placing orders online from him. It was a 25% increase in people actually adding items to their cart and placing orders versus without the reviews. And he has increased his online ordering sales using this system by over $50,000 per month, in addition to making all of these other must-have changes to his website. The reason is not just that it creates a better online experience for the guest, but of course it does do that. The reason is actually that if you think about it, it prevents the guest from going to those review sites. You know, the ones that are extremely unfair and biased, like Yelp, where once the guest goes to Yelp, not only can they see those unfair, ridiculous reviews from all the Karens who have ever been to our restaurant and found the most absurd things to complain about, or just made up outright lies in their reviews to get attention or free items or whatever their goal is. But the other issue is that Yelp has a partnership with Grubhub and other third parties, where when people are there to check their reviews, they'll say, order from Grubhub for free delivery. And then they pull that customer that would have ordered from your website to order from Grubhub instead, which means we lose the profit and we lose the customer data on those orders. So it's best to provide the guest such a good website experience with reviews, with a hook, with delicious menu item pictures, and a showcase of our most popular dishes, that they don't feel the need to go to third-party websites for reviews to learn more, because we provide everything on our website. Speaking of improving our online website experience, there's one other major thing that we can do which leads to more people converting into new customers and finding our restaurant business. Which brings us to must-have restaurant website feature number 5, high quality images and alt text on every major item. We all know menu pictures are important. That's obvious. But just how important are they? Well, according to a report by Grubhub, high-quality pictures on menu items can produce a 30% increase in sales of those items with pictures. But it turns out there's another way to use those menu pictures on your website. It's called alt text. And alt text is that invisible text that sits on each image on your website and tells Google what that image is. You might be wondering, what's the point of that? Why do we have to tell Google what the image is? The point is that if you set it correctly, you can make your menu pictures show up first on Google Images. In restaurants, we know that people love to eat with their eyes first. And many people, when they're searching for options in your area, will actually look for pictures that look delicious to determine what to order and whether to order from your restaurant. But because so few restaurants know about this, there's very little competition for the dozens of people every month in every city that are searching Google Images for specific menu items. And if you set it up right, you can take up multiple of the top search results. A great example of this would be what Talkin' Tacos does. The owner, Mo, has set up alt text on all of his images. And so if you search for tacos in Miramar, Florida, like 1,300 people per month do, 6 of the top 9 image results are of Talkin' Tacos. The owner, Mo, who owns the restaurant, gets dozens of new customers every month from that location, just from Google Images. Dozens of new customers every month that are searching for tacos in Miramar, Florida, or quesadilla in Miramar, Florida, seeing his delicious images and then clicking into his website. And then they get brought to the feature from tip number 1, or must-have number 1, where they have a dedicated page for each menu item with the reviews of that item and an easy way to place an online order from there. So him showing up in the top results is happening on images because of alt text. So let me explain how you do it, because it's very simple, you don't have to be technical, and it takes like 5 seconds per image. In any website builder, when you're in edit mode, whether it's Squarespace or Wix or Weebly or any of the others, you click on the image and you look for the alt text section for you to type into. Then what you do is you type in this formula, best, then the type of dish it is in the city and state. For example, best birria tacos in Miramar, Florida. Then you click save and boom, Google can now read and rank all of your images. Like I said, so few restaurants do this that there's no competition and it leads to a big surge in sales very quickly. By the way, we've covered a lot of ground in this video and I know it can feel like drinking from a fire hose to get all of this info at once on your website. So if you've got any questions or thoughts at this point, comment them down below and I'll get back to you within a day or two. I'm constantly checking this channel because I'm super passionate about restaurant marketing and I love chatting with restaurant owners. So I would love to hear any thoughts you have down below. And if you want me to take a look at your website and share advice based on your current setup, what I've seen work best, or any opportunities for improvement, then just comment your restaurant name and your city down below. I'll take some time, do some research, check out your website, check out your online presence, and comment some tips that you can apply, maybe even beyond what's in this video, to improve things. Okay, let's get back to the video content and discuss the other benefit of alt text. The other thing worth noting about alt text on all menu item images is that it serves another important benefit: Americans with Disabilities Act compliance. As a restaurant owner, you may have heard of the restaurants who get sued for having websites which can't be used by blind people due to the Americans with Disabilities Act. It's sad that this happens, and it's mostly a scam by shady lawyers who are just trying to shake down small businesses. It makes me sick, but it does happen. The most important thing a restaurant can do to protect themselves is to comply with the basics that a disabled or blind person needs to view your website. And a huge part of that is setting alt text for all of your images on that website, because it means that a Braille reader that a blind person uses to actually browse a website can read the image and tell the blind person what it is, so it achieves compliance. Okay, tip number 6, a section on the website to educate guests on why to order directly from our restaurant rather than third-party apps. Because let's face it, telling people to order directly from our website to support our business or to support local might work with some guests that care about that, but it's a minority, because the majority of guests prefer the convenience of already having the DoorDash app on their phone, or the better value of getting free delivery through the Dash Pass. You may have noticed that DoorDash and Uber Eats also have deals with credit card companies like the Chase Sapphire Reserve card to give people bonus points on their credit card in exchange for ordering through DoorDash rather than through the restaurant. So going in, the guest thinks it's more convenient and better value to order from DoorDash. So the question is, how do we get those guests that prefer convenience and value to order from us instead of ordering from the third-party apps? And that is simple. We set up an online ordering experience where ordering directly from our restaurant is more convenient and better value than ordering from DoorDash or Uber Eats or Grubhub. And we educate the guest on why that is. We call this an education section internally. And ideally, it says something on the homepage immediately under the reviews section along the lines of, order directly from our website to get the best price, to get priority service, to support local business, and to earn free food via our rewards program. That's it. Telling the guests will save them money with the best price, will save them time with priority service, and that they can support local business and earn free food via our loyalty program turns out to be enough. A much larger portion of our orders with this section will actually be open to ordering from our website or maybe our branded mobile app if you've got one of those. But without that one section, you might see an increase from all these other tips in online ordering, but most of those online orders are gonna go through DoorDash or Uber Eats, even if you do a great job of acquiring them on your website. And we all know why that's problematic. It rhymes with losing all of our customer relationships to the enemy and all of our freaking profit margin with the ridiculous 30% commissions. So best to avoid that situation and get people to order directly from our website. Okay, there's one other thing we can do to our website, which will increase the amount of people who want to order our business and order directly from us, as well as increasing the love people have for our restaurant. And that is number 7. Telling your restaurant's story as part of your website. That means a section on the homepage where we share the restaurant's story and a dedicated page that they can click to from that section where we give a more detailed description of who we are and how the restaurant came to be and what makes it different and better. Because people prefer to order from the people in their community that they know and trust, rather than these faceless corporations. It is the major advantage that local businesses and local restaurants have over large corporations like Chick-fil-A and McDonald's, where there's not that personal touch and connection to the community. The more of your guests who see your story and how your restaurant started, the more people will connect to you and care about supporting you as a person. It's why I actually make these videos for restaurants that just help, that share my story, that share tips, because connection is key. You may be thinking, my story isn't very interesting or fun, but to guests actually ordering from you, it is. Any restaurant founding story can be made interesting if told in the right way. Regardless of what your story is, sharing it will help more people connect with you, which will drive increased frequency and ultimately increased sales. And the best place to do it is on your website. This is also important, not just for attracting customers, but for attracting talent. Because we all know how important it is lately with the labor shortages and massive competition for entry-level talent in the restaurant industry to attract talent. Potential employees want to know how the owner of the restaurant came to own their own business and more about the people that they'd be working for. The best place to do that is on a story page. We've tested this many times, the story section versus not the story section. And we continually find that restaurants that tell their story have a higher guest frequency rate of people ordering, but beyond just a higher frequency, they see higher average check sizes because people want to order more to support the business. They feel connected when they do it, and a higher website visitor to order conversion. I know, by the way, that we said this video would be 9 must-haves for your restaurant website, but another one just occurred to me as I'm filming this. So we'll call this the bonus, must-have number 7.5 out of 9 for your restaurant website, which is the jobs page. If you do the other things in this video, you're going to have thousands of people in your community visiting your website every year. And if even 1% of those people are open to a role at your restaurant, maybe a line cook or a busser or a server, it can pay to have a place where they can submit their resume online on your website, but beyond just submitting their resume, to learn more about the benefits of working at your restaurant. Talkin' Tacos does this super well with their jobs page on their website. It simply says something like, join a growing team with good vibes and a love for good food. For Talkin' Tacos, just having this page versus not having it gets them over 5 qualified applicants for every entry-level position every month, without having to pay Indeed or Craigslist for those ads. So anyway, let's get back to the 9 planned ones and storytelling. There's another part of storytelling which is super important, beyond just telling the story on your website with a video or maybe a few sentences, which brings us to number 8. Brand consistency as a way of storytelling. If we look at the most successful restaurants across the country, the top 50 restaurant brands in the United States, and their online experiences, they all have this one thing in common. From their websites to their online ordering system to their apps, they have brand consistency. Every part of interacting with them reinforces their story and tells you who they are. Why is this important? Because we're training the guest to have a clear connection in their mind to our restaurant, to relate our restaurant to emotions that they feel. So that when they see our colors or think of our type of food, we want them to instantly think of us. If they have an unclear picture in their mind of who we are, because everywhere we show up in a different way, it's a lot harder for us to stay top of mind with the guest and to build that mental impression. For example, if we're Antoinette, the owner of Ottavio's, when guests nearby think of Italian food or even Italy, we want them connecting that to our restaurant, visualizing our classic Italian logo and our classic Italian colors and our delicious pasta and food pictures that look the same across our website and online ordering system. And if it's all over the place, where our website looks classic Italian, but then our Toast online ordering system looks very generic with no customization, because it's visually confusing. There's no clear association that we're forming as the guest. If you use 5 different tools to power your online presence, one for your website, one for email, one for online ordering, one for your branded mobile app, one for text message marketing, then this is hard to do, admittedly, but it is still possible. What it requires is writing those vendors and having a serious attention to detail. making sure that those vendors set your restaurant up online in such a way that the emails and website and ordering system, at least those 3 elements, look and feel the same. Shoot for the same colors, the same fonts, the same logo, and the same pictures at the very least. And it should match what's happening within the 4 walls of your restaurant in terms of the design on your menu and even the colors within your restaurant. But when you use an all-in-one restaurant marketing platform, like my company, Owner.com, this is automatically done for you based on the brand identity that you set up, where all of your different pieces of your online presence, from your website to your branded app, to your email marketing, to your jobs board, all look and feel like your brand and sound like your brand, so that guests can easily form connections to it and improve your brand impression in their mind. So let's get back to the tips and get to the one we've all been waiting for. Number 9 is a clear tracking system for your website. The biggest must-have part of any website is the performance tracking, because if we don't know how much of a sales impact our website is making or how many new customers it's driving, then how are we supposed to know if we should continue investing in that website? The point is, we don't know unless we track things very granularly, down to the penny. How much in sales is each thing driving? The most basic measurement solution for websites is Google Analytics. It is free, takes less than 5 minutes to install on any modern website builder, like Wix or Squarespace or any of the others, and it instantly tells us how many people are visiting our website, from where, and how many of them are clicking on what pages. But the problem I've found with it is that it doesn't integrate with any of the online ordering companies to tell you how much in sales impact your online ordering marketing is having. So that's why we built our own with Owner.com Analytics. With our tracking software, we can not only tell you how many people visit the website, like Google Analytics can, but we can tell you which platform those visitors came from, whether it was Google search or Facebook, for example, and we can tell you down to the penny what's actually driving sales, what Facebook ad worked, or whether Yelp ads are actually driving the sales they're promising, or whether those Google ads are actually working. We can do that because we integrate into the online ordering system of the restaurant. For example, one of our earliest users that I mentioned is my friend Rahul from Saffron Indian Cuisine. We can click into his dashboard and see that over the past 30 days, he's gotten 345 new customers from online channels. By the way, guys, Rahul's implemented all 9 of these must-haves, so that's why he's crushing it online. 217 of those 345 came from Google, interestingly, 23 from Facebook, and 15 from Instagram. Only 2 came from Yelp. We can know exactly how many new customers are coming from each of the channels. Not only that, but we can see down to the dollar how much in sales each of the channels is driving by mousing over those new customer reports, so that we can see, wow, Google's driving the lion's share of our sales, followed by Facebook and Instagram. And that is very useful data if we're spending money on advertising online, or spending time, even more valuable than money, on promoting our Facebook page or Instagram page or Google search engine optimization, or whatever it is that we're doing. We need to know whether it's working. The best part is you don't need to buy our software to begin using our analytics. We have a free light version of it that you can try at compare.owner.com. The way Compare works is you type in your restaurant name, you click next, and the system automatically scans your restaurant over the course of the next 2 minutes. Then 2 minutes later, you get a full report on the online health of your restaurant and how it compares to your local competitors. We scan them too, along with guides then on how to improve each part of your online presence so that you pull ahead of your competitors on social media, on Google search, on your website, on all of the things that matter for succeeding online. And that about wraps up this video. So if you found this helpful, then click that subscribe button down below to make sure you don't miss out on the cutting edge strategies of what's working in restaurants today to grow sales. I make a few videos per month on what's working best today for growing and scaling restaurant businesses based on my experience in helping thousands of restaurants over the years grow. I've been at this for almost 6 years now, and we'll be at it for many more from here. So I'm continuing to learn things. I've learned quite a lot of things from those thousands of restaurants, and I also study the top performing large corporations to bring insights from what's working for them to the independent restaurant that we serve. Also, if you've gotten any questions or thoughts or any ideas maybe, feel free to comment down below. I love to see comments from you because I'm super passionate about helping restaurants and I'd love to be helpful. So if you've got any questions or want to share feedback, or maybe want me to take a look at your website online and share some pointers on what you can do to improve from here, I'm more than happy to. Just put your restaurant name and a short comment down below and I'll get back to you. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this and found a few new ways to improve your website and drive more sales. Bye.